Note to file, 20th of July 2025. A slight decrease in the number of deer flies, which is very nice. However, my Brussels sprout seedlings have had an attack of leaf miner. I think they're going to survive, but they are struggling a bit. Now we'll head off to the tomato area, where I have an interesting thing to report. One of my tomatoes went blind. That's to say, it refused to put out a new growing tip. So what I did was I tried to rescue it by planting alongside it a sucker from another plant, which rooted quite nicely, but it took a while to do that. And I'll show you that in a moment. Very disappointed with myself saving of seed. Very poor results from that this year. Now here is the issue. Here, this is the plant which refused to put out a growing tip. So I put in this sucker alongside, and that's growing very nicely now and is about to produce fruit of its own. But what I've discovered is that if you leave it long enough, here is a shoot which is a growing tip, and it has been forced out of one of the leaves. Very interesting. A bit annoying, of course, because you don't get any fruit to speak of. Quite a lot of blossom end rot. I don't think it was my fault. I've been watering very carefully and trying to let them dry down a bit. The beet experiment turned out quite well. Got big beets here ready for harvest now. And the carrot experiment, the carrots grew okay, but they're so tiny because I sowed them too thickly. That was my fault. Lots of weeds to take care of in the odds and bits here. Here's a fig. Tough. Not edible. The sweet potatoes are doing quite nicely. They always do in their pots. Quite surprised. Well, I'll get a few tomatoes, but not a lot. Now, we head down into the main garden. We have potatoes, we have squash, we have onions, gladiolus, asparagus, beans, and rhubarb. Okay, so there have been a few attempts by the Colorado potato beetle to establish a foothold in this planting of potatoes, but they have not been successful because I've been very careful to scan them 2-3 times a day. If I don't find any, then I just scan once a day. However, if I find any at all of the larvae or the adults, then I scan 2-3 times a day. Peppers are coming along nicely. There's California Wonder and the hot peppers, cayennes. Rhubarb is burning off, of course. Asparagus needs weeding. Quite a lot of disease showing up in my saving of bean seeds, so I'm going to have to stop using my own bean seeds, or select my own seed very carefully. There are a few apples becoming visible in the tree, just a few, not a lot. Here's the result of my planting of Kentucky Wonder climbing beans, doing very nicely, no complaints there, fully established, getting towards the top of the poles. Very few flowers as yet, but they will be appearing in a week or two. Here is the zucchinis. Zucchinis have been producing fruit very nicely. There's a few there that could be taken, provide me with a breakfast occasionally. It's a bit dry though, hoping for more rain fairly soon. Lettuces not doing particularly well, but it's because I'm not looking after them as carefully as I might. Here are my gladiolus plantings. All of my corms are now in, so this is what I've got. This is what there is. There's one coming out there already, a white, but I think I'll get rid of that bulb. It's not particularly interesting. Some of the flowers are just starting to show colour. That will be a red, of course. I should be folding over my onion tops with a view to harvesting them in a week or two. The garlic was here. Garlic is now out and is drying down in the shade. Good amount of foliage on the squashes. There's a garter snake looking after things. So, apart from that, nothing really to report. Thank you for watching.